Hello, everyone. My name is Alex,
Hi, I'm Mariella.
and we are here to give you our update for March 2021. We're going to pull some cards and talk about what's been going on and showing up and what we've been hearing about for the times of March.
So I haven't heard much. I just know there will be a new moon in Venus, I think. And then the full moon, I can't remember on what's going to be in March. I know it's on the 28th. Do you know, Alex?
Well, I know the stuff like when you're talking about Venus, Venus was a part of the full moon. Like something happened last weekend with Venus, which has been really nice. And it's in like with the Pisces energy. So Venus and Pisces are doing like it's actually nicer energy.
Yeah.
Um, and it's like with Virgo. And so it's really this energy of like finding beauty within our lives, taking care of ourselves, taking care of the world around us, that mind, body, spirit kind of balancing energy. And that's kind of the energy that felt like it was supposed to be kind of for March in general. And I had listened to the energy update from Lee Harris. And, you know, to be honest, like, and I know I'd shared this with you earlier, so it's not necessarily new to you, but um, February was a rough month. Like, it was like emotional and like really high, like energy, like just intense, I guess is more the word,
Yeah.
and kind of overwhelming. And so, like, honestly, after the full moon, because I had to do a whole bunch of looking up of the full moon and did the circle and everything. After
Mhm.
that, I was like, I don't want to hear anything else. I'm done. Post. Like, this is too much. So I
Yeah.
listened to Lee Harris, and um, I admit I probably didn't hear it as like fully that I can embody the information well, because I felt like I was resonating with the people who are in challenging times. He's always really good at sharing about like the challenged, like, you know, the people who are like, you know, moving forward, like, you know, the kind of the more in flow, and then the people who are struggling a bit more. And I felt like I identified more as the person who was struggling. And so, yeah, so I didn't like fully hear it, but I do know it resonated with some of the stuff I'd already been hearing about March in terms of the astrological themes, because it's amazing how pretty, you know, spot on that can be.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember his energy video from February, I think.
Hmm.
And he was talking about, and I think I talked about this before as well, but he was talking about pruning.
Mm.
February felt like I had so much in my face. I really needed to decide consciously what I can take and what I can't, and even choosing with which people I'm going to talk and which ones I am not going to talk. And it's not that I am judging people, it's just that I felt the need that I don't have time
Hmm.
to pay attention to everything because everything was too much.
Yeah.
And so, yes, I have felt the energy of Venus coming in. Um, and so it feels lighter, it feels happier,
Mm.
easier. I know that the new moon is on the 13th of March, and that one's in Venus. So I am looking forward to see what comes out of that. Um, and also another thing that has been coming up in general, it's boundaries,
Mm,
triggers. Do you feel that way?
yes.
Well,
100%.
pruning probably it's about boundaries, right?
Yeah.
Um, and then triggers. Yeah, I am starting to understand myself more, which is really awesome.
Hmm.
Um, the other thing that is coming up, the new astrological cycle is starting, right? Because we always start with um, Aries.
Yes, it starts at the end of March. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, and also the whole year, right? It was about COVID. We started in March last year.
Oh, yes. Yes. Yeah. Yes.
And the Aquarian era is coming in.
Hmm.
And so that energy is still transmuting from the earth signs to the more, how do you call those other signs?
The Aries signs.
Aries signs. Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of the signs are really fixed right now. Like a lot of the, not the signs, but a lot of the chart is in fixed things, but the energy is airy. So there's like that, it continues to be that clashing of opposites. Like it feels like this whole year is all about the clashing of opposites, like in the
Mm,
differences of things. And that's like the Uranus and Saturn energy and the Taurus and Uranus and Aquarius and
yeah.
mhm.
And there are two planets that are already in Aquarius, right? Saturn and one more. But then the rest of the signs will be eventually coming to Aquarius as well. What
Well,
do you think?
in February, they
Yeah.
had a 6 planet stellium. So that means 6 planets were in Aquarius in
Uh,
February.
yeah.
And so then there were things that were opposing it, like,
Mhm.
which is, I believe it was Saturn or Uranus? I don't remember. Anyway, and that's where the big
Yes, I
clashes
think both
came.
of them. Yeah.
They say, so on February the 17th, there was a big alignment that was supposed to be like big and intense.
Hmm.
And it comes again in June and it comes again in December.
Okay. June and December.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not ready for it. February was a hard, hard, hard month.
Yes, it was. It was so hard. And I felt like everybody I was talking to was having a hard time with something.
Yeah, same. And like, which is great, right? Like, because I feel like truly as things come up, even if they're really painful, and sometimes like this month, I'm like, was I pushing some things back down because there was just too much? And even though I may have had to kind of like contain what was coming up, it felt like, um, like a dial or a water coming out, you can let a little bit of air out of a tire, like just let the steam out of something a little bit. So even if I had to kind of recontain some of the stuff that came up, it still came up, which means it's going to continue coming up. And um, that at least it gave a little bit of space for it to come up. And so next time it comes up, I'll be a little more aware of it or prepared for it, or maybe I'll know how to deal with it better when it pops up again. And
Yeah.
yeah, because this isn't the February will repeat itself. And June, hmm, I'm always like, what signs happening in June? Gemini,
There are two signs, right?
Gemini and Cancer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the very airy, communicative Gemini and the yeah, soft and sensitive Cran.
Homey.
Yeah. Yeah. But you know what I noticed has arisen? I'm really noticing the Aquarian energy. And I haven't shared this with you yet. And I've been planning on
You
sharing
tell
it with
me.
you. Yeah. So a couple women from, like, I know you don't have time to join this.
I have
So
no time for anything.
I know we're squeezing this in, like we squeezed this in, which is, I'm so grateful. So a group of women from the Women's Circle, Sorsha was like, I want to start some type of collective for everybody who has things that they're wanting to offer, right? So it might not be our full-time job, maybe it's part-time, or we're just getting started in something, or maybe it is your full-time thing. And how can we like maybe have a hub, even if it's just online, having an online hub where we can all have a platform, a shared platform, and we'll all be able to kind of support each other in different ways. And so I'm super excited about it. And a lot of weird, uncomfortable beliefs
Dynamics.
have arisen around that. But that being said, it's something I so believe in and so excited about. And so, shoot, did I say her name? I probably did. If you're on here, hi.
Maybe.
I probably did. And that's okay. So we've had a couple meetings and communication. Me and her have been communicating around this. And someone else has just kind of gotten really excited about it and been communicating with us too. And then yesterday I got this, one of the women from Circle sent me this post about these people here in Calgary who have like rented out this large house that was actually designed in a way for more community space and for community events.
Yeah.
And they're wanting to create this collective and like all these really cool things. And I just feel like everything's moving in the direction of collectiveness. How can we like support each other? Like we don't have to do this alone. And that kind of stuff really triggers my, strong independence and lack of trust in people, and myself. So that's a theme that has risen, which has been really interesting, because although that's the direction I really believe and I so want to go that way, there's so much resistance in me and fear, so much fear in me. But yeah, so I've noticed that Aquarian feel, or that Uranus feel of that, that collective energy.
Yeah, I'm feeling the same, like, for example, at work. You know how social workers, I believe they tended, I'm not sure, maybe in the position I'm working now, it's different and I didn't realize before. But if you're a social worker, you have your caseload, you have your families or your people, and then you go and help the family. Usually it's yourself, and you can consult with other people, extra help. But in the position I'm right now, you actually work with people to help the family. So it's like a collective of people giving support and opinions, and one say something that they know and the other one can say something that they know, and they all are working with the family, which I feel it's amazing. Like I'm the kinship facilitator, then the case worker and the kinship worker, and the case team, the team lead and management, and everybody's just communicating with each other. I'm really, really good about it.
Cool.
Yeah, and I don't know, maybe it is the Aquarian energy. Maybe, I don't know how it looked like before though, because I wasn't in this position before.
Yeah. Well, and it's so interesting because like, I feel like COVID has created so much like literal separation between people, but that people are realizing like we can't do it alone, and it's so much easier to do it with other people, right?
Yeah.
Like, so this ridiculous situation that we find ourselves in is, finally we're starting to understand different pieces. And um, like, I remember you saying the other week, like, you feel like there's a big decision that's on your plate about, if a child, recommendations on
Yeah.
child placement and
Yeah.
stuff, because
My
that's
opinion would, yeah.
hmm and
I'm
and
going to make the decision with this family. They were trying to decide if the situation in the family's home was neglectful and if they would have to take the children out of the home. And so I would have to explain what I see and how I see it and tell them if I think that um, it is a situation where the children should be taken. And
Mhm.
the first time that, like you say, it's like my opinion is actually going to change the course of somebody's life, literally.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can go on.
And so, although there's like, I totally know what you're talking about with that situation, um, because you're really, close to the family, or you witness the family in many aspects. So your opinion does matter. Um, but also, they can't and slash shouldn't be taking just one person's opinion to
Yeah,
alter someone's whole life, right? It
yeah.
really is. It's like, because your perspective, I think your perspective is lovely. Um, but
No, it wasn't only mine though. It was
yeah,
a group of people. Yeah.
yeah. So it's not just you. It's like, it's the collective, and remembering like, yeah, your opinion, it is super important.
Oh, yeah, but I can be wrong.
Yeah.
Or I could see something and the other person would see something else.
And I mean, there's like positives and negatives to both of that. And that's why a collective voice is stronger than an individual voice, because it
Yeah.
truly is one perspective, which it can be a completely accurate and wonderful perspective, but just due to the fact it's only one, and as opposed to say three, is so
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Reminds me of, the patriarchal patriarchal way of doing things. And that's how we've been doing them so far.
mhm.
The authority knows what it is and you have to follow. And now it's like community getting together, exchanging ideas.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, and it feels like it's going to be one heck of a bumpy ride, because I think we've been so
Yeah.
separate. Like, and I don't mean separate because of COVID, but like, we've been so trained to be such strong individuals, and I can do this on my own. I don't need anybody's help.
Yeah.
So I
I know
think it's going to be a
everything. I am well
bumpy learning.
prepared. I have a degree. You don't.
hmm Yeah, exactly. What do you know? I know more than
I have
you.
experience. You don't.
Yeah, exactly, right? That we're going to start hitting all those, although we all know that coming together is so much better. We
Yeah.
have to let go of some of those really strong held beliefs and systems of the individual who is strongest and best and this and this and this and this should be leading. It's like, no, 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 no. Like, really, we are stronger if we're all together in this.
Yeah.
Mhm. So it'll be uncomfortable. It's going to be a bumpy ride, but
Oh, it is going to be.
it already
And
has.
they say the Aquarian energy will be totally different than what we have been comfortable with.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly.
It is
Very
exciting
exciting.
though.
Yeah, exactly. Exciting. Okay, what cards are you using today?
So I got new cards. They are called the Sacred Destiny Oracle.
Ooh,
Have you seen them
by
before?
Denise Lynn. No.
Yeah, it's by Denise Lynn.
Okay. How many are you going to pull today?
3.
3. Okay. I know I pulled 3 decks. I had a feeling we were going to do 3. So, so we're going to pull cards for this month.
Yeah. These ones are about nature signs. Archetypes.
I'm excited. Oh gosh, the card I just pulled is interesting. My first one.
Oh, so cute.
I love that you say something's cute. Oh, he does look like he's smiling a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh.
So this is where we're coming from. This is what we have right now.
Oh, yours are so lovely.
And where we are heading.
Sorry, can you raise it up a little bit more? Thriving. Oh.
And it's a giraffe.
Okay, that's interesting. So I pulled one from each of the decks, and so I chose to start with the Shaman Oracle deck.
Okay.
The Mystical Shaman Oracle deck. I love that one. Love it so much. And of course, I love the Osho deck, which is number 2.
Yeah.
And I've been using this one a little bit because my heart's been heavy. And when my heart feels heavy and sore, I go to my angels.
Yeah.
So that was the last one.
They are so comforting.
Yeah. They say things just right to kind of ease the heaviness. So
yeah.
I pulled 2 upside down cards, and the last one was upright. And I'm really excited. Did you want to go ahead and share first or share the first one?
So I chose just one card from the Blessed Bee deck.
We can't go without it.
No, we can't. And so that one's talking about the blessing on your sleep. So maybe it means that we can finally have a break during March. But we started watching this show in Netflix, Behind Her Eyes. Have you heard of it?
No.
It's about astral projecting.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
And it's a TV show, though? Or is it a documentary?
No. Well, I'm not sure if it was shown on TV, but it's from UK.
Oh, okay.
And so now you can see the episodes in Netflix.
So it's not a show where there's actors. It's about astral projection?
No, there's actors.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. I like when there's a story.
Yeah.
Ideas and concepts and theories and using stories to kind of share it.
Yeah, but also, Venus and Pisces is more of that sensitive, imaginary type of sign. And so maybe it is actually telling us something about our extrasensorial.
Well, the Pisces are considered where Pisces is in your chart, or if you're a Pisces or whatever, it's a dreamy energy, right?
Yeah.
Because the ability to kind of see so far away is like very dreamlike, but it can also be like fantasy, like dreams that aren't realistic kind of fantasy.
Yeah.
So it can be like the 2 fish, it can go one way or the other. But Yeah. So the sleep state is actually like that in between where you're kind of in between states of consciousness, which is exactly what
Yeah.
Pisces is.
And we're having the equinox, right? In March
Yes.
on the 20th, right?
Yes. Somewhere around there. I don't know the
Yeah.
exact.
And that's the day when they say the veil is very thin between dimensions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that will be exciting. Okay. And so what's that for this month with that deck?
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going to tell you what my first card was. So it was this council,
Mhm.
the council,
Ooh.
and it was upside down. So if you think of the idea of groups, so the medicine for this card is you are never alone. Turn to the council to find the guidance you seek, to listen to the voice that arises spontaneously. Turn a deaf ear to that nagging voice from your ego that tells you you are not up for the task before you. Create a spiritual feast for the council. Invite them to your altar every time you meditate or pray. I'm like, yeah.
Coming up.
And I know this is the first card, so it can be like, for me, I always see that as like the most recent present. So it can be literally current moment, or it
Mhm.
could be as in yesterday. I don't believe it's something that's too far. And um, yeah, so that definitely resonates with me in terms of kind of the darker space or the more challenged space I've been in and feeling really alone in this, um, and refusing to have any kind of intervention that is like not reaching out to my practices that make me feel connected, because I'm like, what's the point? There's no point. This is never going to change. Like that kind of
Yeah.
energy. And
Yeah.
this is saying like, you got to let
Your,
that ego
yeah, your
quiet.
community can hold your hand and pull you up.
Exactly. Exactly.
You know what? I think it's telling us as well.
Hmm.
The universe will make you suffer and it's going to poke you and it's going to challenge you so that you can finally work in community, like as a collective. And you're like, okay, don't want to, but I'll do it.
Hmm.
And it's actually feeling good. So we should have done this before,
Yes, I agree. I agree.
but we needed COVID to come to realize.
Well, yeah, to force us out of the discomfort, out of our comfort into discomfort.
Yeah.
Oh, COVID.
Yeah.
Now, the other card I pulled was laziness. Now, I pulled it upside down, and in the Osho
Ah,
deck, it doesn't actually mean anything.
uh-huh.
Um, so I always forget what this card is, but every time I pull it, I'm always like, oh, there's a level of truth to it. Like feeling like there's been resistance, like recognizing there's been
Yeah.
resistance to keep status quo, which might prevent me from like moving forward. And so like that inertia, that's a good word. Like the inertia can make you feel kind of like lazy and like hard to get moving. That's the energy that I've been noticing in myself. I'm not sure if
Yeah.
that's true for many people, but like springtime is coming and it's kind of like I should be doing more, but my energy still isn't there yet. It's not
Yeah.
there yet. So it says, when you are lazy, it is a negative taste. You simply feel that you have no energy. You simply feel dull. You simply feel sleepy. You simply feel dead. When you're in a state of non-doing, when you are in a state of non-doing, you are full of energy. It is a very positive state. You have full energy overflowing. You are radiant, bubbling, vibrating. You are not sleepy. You are perfectly aware. You are not dead. You are tremendously alive. There is a possibility the mind can deceive you. It can rationalize laziness as non doing. It can say, I have become a Zen master, or I believe in the Tao, but you are not deceiving anybody else. You will be deceiving only yourself, so be alert. So that was just the second part. I just read the second part of the commentary in this. And the other piece before it is just like, this person thinks that they got it made and everything's all good. And it's like, nope, nope. You are actually,
You need to clean yourself.
yeah, yeah. Like, it's more like complacency, right? Not actually,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, not actually being in non-doing and being in that centered state of flow. It's literally just being complacent and not not moving.
But you know what?
Mhm.
Who doesn't feel tired and without energy when you have so many challenges in 1 month?
Amen, sister. Exactly.
So I want to know what's the next card, because I feel like that is just behind.
Playfulness.
Yes. Yay. Oh,
So,
the dolphins and happiness.
yeah. So for me, this is the third card.
Oh, for
So,
you, it's the third card.
so the council is like being in that negative space, kind of
Mm-hmm.
turning into self to realize you're not alone. And then the laziness is that complacency of where you are instead of
Yeah.
actually being in a certain state. And then the playfulness, which will help support actually this laziness or complacency. And so this is kind of how we take these and transform it. Oh, playfulness. And that's a hard one. I feel like that's hard right now. Like, everything feels a little tough.
Yep.
And so then it's like playfulness doesn't feel like it's coming naturally. But I do feel like I'm playing when I hang out with you and when I talk to
Playing
you.
right
I
now,
love
I was
it.
going to say.
I know. I love it.
So yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
this card says fun and play is the angel's way. They guide you to add fun to your life and know that fun is a necessity, not a luxury.
Mm-hmm.
They know you have lots of responsibilities and that you need a steady flow of time, money, and resources. But drawing this card, the angels want you to know that a regular dose of fun will help you accomplish
Mm-hmm.
your goals. So that was nice. That felt very validating to the
Mm-hmm.
energy that I know myself and others have been feeling. And then the reminder of how we can move through this.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So my first card, of course, is the wolf,
Mhm.
and it's purity. Talks about how hard it is to start new.
Mm.
We need to change what we did before to have new later. That we have to clean, detoxify, purify ourselves, eat lighter, drink more water, breathe.
Mhm.
um, and release all those emotions that they don't serve, like in
Mhm.
our lives, like being resentful or angry. And like my belief is you have to sit with them for when they happen, right?
Yes.
Understand yourself, but then at the end you have to let go, right?
Mhm. Yeah, let it move through.
And so I think that's the energy that we just had. Everything was moving inside and cleaning yourself, and so that we can start. But I still feel like you said, we're not at the end of purification yet. And then happiness, of course, is the second one for me. And I think it goes along with your playfulness card. Feel the happiness, be thankful, um, count your blessings, and You know, right now I am doing the video with you in that little hole in the basement in my house.
Mm.
And I'm hiding and I feel like I am in like my little toy house and hiding from everybody. It feels so cool. And then thriving is for the rest of the month.
Mm.
So it's really it makes me feel good. Like we are making progress. We have to remember that.
Mhm.
Sometimes we don't see it, and all that, uh, those challenges and suffering is not for nothing. So you know, I got another card. I didn't tell you potential. We have so much potential. Like
Mm.
coming, it's really really exciting. That was what we were talking before.
Mhm. That's so true.
Yeah, we're ready to activate our potential. See what we can do. All our power is coming up.
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm excited slash just I need a little break. Just need a little break. It feels like I don't think there's actually going to be a break. Like maybe a break
Yeah,
from
me
the
neither.
intense discomfort, like, but still the energy is just moving so quickly and
Yeah,
needing to find that capacity to continue to like center and
yeah,
ground so we can, yeah, get through
yeah.
more in a more flow state, right? Like thrive more, right? Because if
Mhm.
we're just trying to keep up, we're not thriving. So like when we can really ground and be centered, we can be like present to the quickness of everything. And the more present we are, the more we can appreciate it and really embrace
Yeah,
whatever's moving through.
yeah, yeah. There's nothing wrong also with having a rest and sleeping. I know it's talking about laziness, but at the same time, if you need to sleep, just go and sleep. It's self
Yeah.
care.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I
If you're
do
tired,
that. One thing that had come up, I think um, with this group that I'm in, um, we always watch Brene Brown videos.
Mm,
The group with women who have experienced domestic violence that I volunteer with. So a lot of curriculum is based around some of that. And so um, I've been really trying to connect with that work. So I'm listening to one of her audiobooks and it's, I've been getting reminders about like, if you just want to turn off and watch a Netflix video or movie or something, do it. But ask yourself, is this really what would make me feel good right now? Like if I need to just turn off and relax, ask yourself, is this going to be the most nurturing thing for me? Right? Like,
mhm.
is this actually going to help my intention of turning off and relaxing? Like, is it, do you really want to turn off or you just want to have quiet or you just don't want to have to think or like be a little bit more intentional? So if you're like, I really just need to have a sleep, you're right. Go and have a sleep. But if you're like, oh, I just want to relax, and it's like, okay, so you need to relax. Take a moment and be like, what would be really nurturing to help you relax right now? Instead of going to our go tos, which is usually Netflix for a lot of people. Um, and I've been doing that a little bit more lately than I would normally like to do because I usually just like it for, like, watching something with my partner. Um, like on the weekends and stuff, but it's been happening a little more frequently. And I keep saying it's, oh, to relax. Like I'm just tired. And it's like, well, if I'm that tired, then maybe I should be going to sleep. Maybe I should have a really like nice hot shower or a bath and then go to sleep. Like if what I really need is to unwind, and then maybe I should be journaling and lying in bed or listening to a meditation while I fall asleep, or, so I think when I think of laziness, it's like this not moving, and there's nothing wrong with not moving if you have, like, even if you're not moving, you can still be flowing, right?
Yeah.
Like that idea. But yes, we need to take care of ourselves, whatever way that means.
Uh-huh. Well, for me, it looks different. I have no time. For me, laziness is not making time to think about making time for myself, or just, that effort that you have to make to do things.
Mhm.
And so for me, it's planning a time for myself.
Mm.
Make the time in the calendar, actually, because I have all these things to do. And so, and it's going to go for a little while. It's temporary, but at the same time, it's like, I just want to work, 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 and then I'll finish it faster and I won't think of myself because
Mhm.
I want to think about it. That's the lazy part of me. But I've been aware of that and I've been making time for myself before you say anything.
Mhm. Good job. It's hard. Like, I know we've all heard, like, Mariella is not only working full time, but pretty much doing schooling part time. And then you have a whole family and just need to live. So that pretty much
Yeah.
takes up all of your time. So that's good that you're taking the time for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Making the video, it's a good time.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm grateful that you can make the time for it.
Yeah.
Exciting. It's like the little, hi, Mariella, I'm so excited to see you. It's like a little kid, right? Like, get to play with my friend.
It feels very satisfying.
Mhm. Oh, what a lovely way to say that, Mariella.
Yeah. But now that we're talking about laziness, I so want to go to just lay in bed
Mhm.
and stare at the ceiling and do nothing.
And you can go and
And
you
I
really
can.
enjoy.
Well, I'll go get my dog from daycare first.
All right. Yeah.
I'll sleep with him.
Yeah, get puppy cuddles.
Yeah.
That's so nice. Yeah. Well, is there anything else you'd like to share before we close up today?
I don't think so.
No.
Everything I wanted to say.
Wonderful. Well, then thank you, Mariella, and thank you everyone who is tuning in and checking us out. Um, yeah, have a very blessed March.
Yeah.
And
Enjoy the energy.
mhm, yes, welcome to spring. Mhm. All right. Bye.
Bye.